And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. If you guys are new to us here on Amazon, welcome. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button. That way you can stay connected with all of our programming that we have here on Amazon. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below. Also, you will see some, and I do stress some of the books by our next guest. We're excited to welcome back best-selling author Manswell T. Peterson. He's a writer of several genres. We're going to talk to him about that. The book I have highlighted here is the Locrottum Academy book number 1. We're going to talk to you about that book, the audience for it, but also what his hope is when it comes to getting young people reading. If you guys have any questions or comments for Manswell, make sure you guys do put those in the comment section. Also, we are simulcasting today, so we do welcome those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. If you guys have any questions or comments for Manswell, we welcome those as well. But Manswell, welcome back to the broadcast.
Hey, Cyrus, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Hello to you, Ricardo. We see you over there on the Facebook side. Glad you could be able to join us. So, Manswell, already 2024 has been a busy one for you. We're going to talk about your special mission for Locrottum Academy here in just a bit. But talk to us about this year already, man. What has it been like for you? You've released some new titles already. What has it been like for you to see the continued success of your work?
Oh man, it's been absolutely amazing. I know people always say that, but that's what it literally is for me. My biggest thing coming up next is probably one of the biggest projects I had, and that's my author's book. And so I'm looking forward to that. Continuation of the Locrottum Universe, the Locrottum Academy, Charm Cast Academy. So it's a lot of active series going on. We got new Brain the Bear coming too. So besides
Okay.
all of that, but the author book means a lot because it's going to help so many new authors and some hopefully help some seasoned authors as well when it talks about the next steps after they get their book. So it's 2024 is already on fire. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. I see we have Mrs. Peterson joining us as well. Hello to you, Latanya. Great to be able to have you as well. So I'm so glad that we have Ricardo and Latanya here because we talked about recently about the importance of a support system. You definitely have that. For those who don't know, we do have in the carousel. You heard Manswell mention the Braylon the Bear series. We have some of them here. Beginning with this book, Braylon the Bear and Friends, Forever Friends, that he co-wrote with his wife. What has it been like for you to be able to have the support system that you have, Manswell?
I tell anybody, especially for me, you have to have a support system because there are times I go deep in the rabbit hole writing. I mean, you got to remember, think about all these open series I have going. So there are times my wife is like, "Hey, it's time to eat. Come on, you got to eat. Go get some fresh air. Let's go." And because I'm that deep in the stories, and before I realize it, lunchtime is here. And I wake up every morning early. I'm writing. I take my son to school. I come back. I'm writing, and I'll lose track of so many things. And I think the funniest thing, Cyrus, is that I'll lose track of days sometimes. I'm thinking it's Tuesday,
Mm.
it's actually Thursday, or it's Friday, and it's really Sunday morning. And then my son, of course, he likes to joke with me. He's like, "Dad, that's not today. That was 2 days ago. That was 3 days ago." And I'm like, "Man, what did I do with those other days?" And of
Wow.
course, that's the good thing about it. So it's fun, but having that support system means everything in the world. And if you don't have a support system, you really need to have one.
Yeah, such a great point. Hello to you, Jerry. Good to be able to see you over on the Facebook side as well. Teresa, hello to you. Good to be able to see you over there on the Amazon side. Glad you could be able to join us as well. So I want to talk about, for those who are new to you, Manswell, one thing that you've been talking about a lot, I've noticed on social media, is the reach. I mean, you not only, of course, have readers in the United States, but you have them literally around the world. What has that been like for you, Manswell, to see the way that readers that you've never met before are finding your books and enjoying your books?
Right. It's you just sit back and you try to figure out, okay, how does somebody in Australia or India or Japan or Germany and some of these other countries, find you? But it literally comes from people and word of mouth. And so I've captivated enough of them to where they're just seriously just sitting there and they're talking to other people. And so it has migrated from the US overseas. And in the US presence is actually growing. Matter of fact, I think today we got our first reader in Utah. And so that's kind of, a wonderful thing as well. So it's just readers telling other readers about us.
Love that. And you have so many different types of readers. As I mentioned in my introduction, Manswell, you write in different categories and different genres, as they call it in the book world. Another book that I have here, let's see if I have it in the carousel here. I think I do. Uh, yes. So then you have the Billionaire Baby series.
Right.
Book one. That's so I mean, talk to us about that journey for you. What has it been like for you to have different types of readers that are finding you, depending on what genre they may discover, Manswell?
You know, again, that's fun for me because when I open an email, I never know what's going to be in the email, or I open up an instant message on social media. You don't know what they're talking about. So some people want to go through the drama of the Billionaire Baby series. Some people want to talk about Locrottum Universe and why did I, niche a character. And I'm like, hey, it was time for that character to go. But I think the teens mean more to me because the kids, it's all about that fight for literacy, and people that know me know how passionate I'm about that. And so that is why I made, that first book free, available for anybody. If they got a smart device, they can actually download it. But it's just the fight for it. It's the fight of, if kids can actually learn how to read, literally, if they improve their reading skills, their writing skills will increase, their math skills will increase, and their job perspectives will increase later on in life. And so we have to do our part. And so my part is actually making that free, always telling new teachers, new school districts, new counselors about the free book, because my goal is simple. I want 1 million kids reading that book. And because it's free, you can't say I'm doing it for monetary gain. It's free.
Yeah.
It's free, and that's what I really want.
Love that. Miss Queenie, hello to you. Good to be able to see you over there on the Facebook side. And I want to say, for those who are wondering on the Amazon side what book he's talking about, we have it highlighted in the carousel for you guys. So this book, The Locrottum Academy, book one, is the one that the Kindle edition is free right now. So we have it highlighted for you guys on the Amazon side over there. You can also get the paperback, of course, like I have here. So let's talk about Locrottum Academy for a second. This is the first book in the series. Before you wrote Locrottum Academy, though, you already had Locrottum Universe. So
Right.
talk to us about Locrottum and where the idea came from as well.
The Locrottum universe is a multiverse. And it came about because I wanted to see everything together. I didn't want to see just, vampires versus werewolves or something like that. I wanted everybody together: witches, warlocks, fays, fairies, vampires, bears, lions, tigers. Oh my. I wanted it all together. And the only way to get what I wanted was to actually write it. And so I'm gonna give you a tip I tell new readers when they ask me about their inspiration. I'm like, if you're writing a story and it's not fun for you, it's not going to be fun for the readers. And so I had to create what I wanted. You can't go try to create what other people are going to want to read. You got to create something that you love, that you're passionate about. And when you do that, readers are going to pick up on that passion. They're going to pick up on the storyline. They're going to pick up on the characters. And my biggest thing is, on the adult side, you never know which one of those main characters is going to get it. On the teen side, I really toned it down. That's why we're marked parent friendly. That's why the schools, man, Cyrus, there's so many schools across this country who are picking up Locrottum Academy, and they're doing it because, one, there are life lessons in the books. Two, it's nothing. It's not even PG-13. I would live to say it's probably PG-10. And so,
Mm.
but it's fun, it's magical, and that's the bigger difference for it. So you can't write something if it's not fun for you. If you don't feel it in the heart and it makes you want to go to that university or that school, whatever else, nobody else is going to want to do it. And I'm lucky enough to have readers who love it and they keep telling people about it. And so that's the fun part for me.
Love that. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, welcome. You all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live, but we are simulcasting this on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, where we're joined again by best-selling author Manswell T. Peterson. We're talking to Manswell not only about the world that he's been able to create through the books that he writes, but also the readers he's been able to reach along the way as well. We have some of the books, and I do stress some of them, in the carousel on the Amazon side. So we've been talking about right now about a few things. Right now, as I mentioned, we have Locrottum Academy Book 1. We have it highlighted. It's free right now on Kindle for you guys on the Amazon side. I mentioned also the Billionaire Baby series. There are 3 of those books that are out. We have all 3 of those in the carousel. You all will see them there. I'll go ahead and highlight the first one that I have here with me. All right, so I have it highlighted for you guys over there. Then we also have the Braylon the Bear and Friends series. And you guys can see the books there. He co-wrote these with his wife, Latanya Peterson, that's also joining us here on the Facebook side as well. So talk to us about that experience. What has it been like for you in sharing this writing world with your wife?
She had to learn my pace. It's like running a marathon, and and I had to let her know, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, because Braden, we got another Braden Bear series book coming And then there's some other stuff that she wanted to structure for financial literacy to teach kids about
Mm,
money management and other things. And so I told her, this is a marathon. This year we're going to try to put out 3, maybe 4 more of those books. So as you can see, that schedule is different. But when you're writing on that level, Cyrus, I got to come from the adults, the teens, to the small kids. And so it's almost like a factory reset, because when you're writing, the lower age you go, I have to reset my brain. This is not for adults. This is for kids. I got to make it fun to where those little bitty kids can see those characters and fall in love with the story, but pick up what we're talking about. And so once she got that part down about the marathon, it's been fun because we sit back now and we try to figure out who we're going to focus on next, because there's still characters we haven't even introduced yet in that series. So there's about on the on the block, there's probably about 30 other books. And so it's just a fact of just introducing new characters, more fun for everybody.
got you, got you. Well, one of the things I enjoy so much, and our audience knows on the Amazon side, I've talked a lot about the Bread and the Bear series, is because I love the lessons in there. I mean, you talk about some of the hot button things that are going on right now, that being peer pressure, what it means to
Mhm,
be a true friend. You talk about
mhm.
that. I also love the fact that you're able to address things like the importance of sharing,
Right.
and not, the importance of not being selfish. Do you kind of build the theme first, Manswell, when it comes to the books for the kids, or how do you decide what each book is going to kind of include?
Cyrus, I'm gonna tell you now, she has no pattern. And so it could be like she wants to introduce this character, and it's like Chrissy the cat and Calvin. She wanted to introduce them, and it was like the storyline was like about caring and sharing, and so we had to go back in, refocus that book, and what we do is when we actually write the book, we talk about everything. Forever Friends, when we talked about that book, we got that from our son and his friends who they're magical together because they always look out for each other. And that's the biggest thing for everybody to understand. When we do that stuff, we do it so kids can actually pick up those lessons so that when they're out with their friends, they understand the importance of being friends. They understand the importance of the lessons that we're trying to teach. Um, Even peer pressure, because you have some kids who are going to talk about, you should be able to do this. Come on, man, don't be scared. Don't be scared. And you can't let your friends pressure you into things that you really don't want to do. And so the feedback from the parents has been absolutely amazing, because you never know what you're going to get. And like I tell people, when you birth a book, you don't know what the public is going to say, but
Right.
the parents love it, the teachers love it, but the kids love it more. And that was the most important thing for me, that the kids love it.
Yeah. Teresa says on Amazon, a while can't wait for the new books. Love the lessons you are teaching and support social emotional learning. And Ricardo says amazing diversity. I think the diversity aspect that Ricardo mentions is so important there. Latonia says great parental feedback. Love that. So I want to go back to the diversity aspect because I love that even as people, if they look at these titles. So you have, again, as you mentioned, Chrissy and Calvin. I was just holding that one up.
Right,
And then, of course, you have Braylon the Bear and Friends, Forever Friends. You can tell there's diversity there for
right.
sure. Love the fact that with this one, Braylon the Bear and Friends, caught again, you see the diversity. Was that an important aspect for you to have different types of characters, Manswell, that you were introducing in the children's series?
Right. It's very important. Like I tell people, if you want to reach that mass audience, you got to have diversity, but you got to know how to do it to where you're marketable. And so, when I talk to new authors, they say, well, I want this, I want that. And I'm not going to down nobody for how they want to bring their story about. But the most important thing is that you got to have where everybody can participate. And these are little kids. And so little kids love animals. We as adults, we love animals. I still love Fraggle Rock to this day. And some people look at me like, what's a Fraggle Rock? And I'm like, it's a cartoon. It's a Muppet cartoon. But, they had diversity there. They taught you lessons, but you enjoyed it. And that's the most important thing. We do that stuff for the families because we got families now, Cyrus, that are reading different books and different genres, and they're reading together. And that to me is the most important thing that we're doing. We got grandparents reading to grandchildren. We got
Hmm.
teens and moms and dads reading together where everybody takes, a chapter. And so that's the most important thing for me. So now we're bringing families back to reading. Reading again, back to what we're doing. Reading is the most important thing that we can actually give to our kids.
Love that. Love that. So I want to go back and kind of talk about for our audience because I'm seeing people coming in on the Amazon side. So I want to make sure they kind of get an idea, Manswell, of the audience age. And you and I've talked about this before. So let's just say Brendan the Bear and Friends series. What age group or where's the audience for this particular series?
Okay, for most parents or aunties, uncles, big brothers and sisters, whatever else, you have a child that goes through pre-K. Those books are pre-K. So you're talking about ages 2 and up.
Okay.
We got kids as old as in the fourth grade reading that. And
Okay.
then where it takes off for the fifth graders is that they take off with the Locrottum Academy.
Okay. Okay.
And so,
So that leads me into this then. So you're saying so beginning with book one, you're
mhm,
saying fifth grade and up for
yes,
this one?
yes,
Okay.
fifth graders are reading Locrottum Academy, and they're enjoying it. And I was actually blown away with how many fifth graders are actually reading Locrottum Academy because they're like, they're advanced readers. Some of them are trying to become advanced readers, so they're actually enjoying the series. They're enjoying it. Most parents will read it first, and that's what makes it
Mhm.
important. The mom or dad, the aunt, the grandma, they're going to read it first, and they read it. They understand the essence of the story, but the funness of the story. It
Okay.
gives them the same thing they want because we can't force a child to read something they don't want to read. And if your
Right.
children are big on fantasy, paranormal, sci-fi, magical, then that's what's happening. They're falling in love with this series. It's picking up more momentum. Like I said, we just hit Utah today, and I've never been in Utah. I've never stepped foot in Utah, but we got our very first read over there, and her daughter heard it from a cousin in another state.
Mm,
And so the mom had to actually go get it for that. And so literally that's how we got to Utah, a
gotcha.
cousin in a southern state.
Ricardo says Lacombe Academy is a fun family reading. So this brings up an interesting thing too. You mentioned the diversity in the Braylon the Braylon and the Bear and Friends series.
Mhm.
You've also been very intentional about the diversity in the academy. So talk to our audience a little bit about what they can expect in this. For those who are brand new to it, what can they expect in Lacrottum Academy?
They can expect fun, mystery, magical. Locrottum Academy is more paranormal with a dash of magic. Charmcasters, which is another series, is more magical with a dash of paranormal. So when they're reading Locrottum Academy, they're going to get all these kids from different backgrounds. And I do mean all different backgrounds, besides being lions and tigers and dragons and everything else. Um, you're going to get some of them are wealthy, some of them are what you call upper middle class, some of them are dirt poor. And so the young lady you see on the cover, Samaya, she's actually from a poor family, and so she's actually fooling with talking with Julius, and Julius is actually from an upper middle class family, and so that's the fun thing. Their connection on things that teenagers and younger preteens actually like. You'll see a connection with video games. You'll see a connection with one of the children doesn't have access to technology, and now they're learning, and so you see all that stuff going on because remember at that age most of these kids are really getting into technology. And so you
Gotcha.
see that, but you also see the curious side. You see the curious side of kids. And so, when they get something, they're going to hold on to it and they're going to keep asking questions, keep asking questions. And it reminds you of, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And so that's what's happening with the kids because they want to rush through it to get to the next book. But Cyrus, I got to say this, and I think for the diversity part, on one of the book covers, I put a young lady in a wheelchair there.
Mhm.
She wrote me an email and she told me it had never been done before. She had never seen somebody, like her in a wheelchair. And so her mom sent me a picture and we actually drafted that picture into her likeness with the mom's permission. So she got a chance to see a girl like her in a wheelchair on the cover of a book, not just in the book, on the
Mhm.
cover. So when you talk about representation, I really try to do it for everybody.
Right. Teresa says, congratulations on hitting Utah today. Curiosity leads to open doors and opportunities, etc. Hello to you, Melissa. Good to be able to see you over on the Facebook side. Tina's joining us on YouTube. Hey, Tina. Good to be able to see you over there on
Tina.
YouTube. She says hello to you as well, Manswell. So as we wrap up here, Manswell, I want to talk about what your hope is. Again, you set a very ambitious goal. So we
Yes.
definitely want our audience to be able to be a part of this goal. So again, if we're talking about Lacrottum Academy, Manswell's already told us this is for fifth grade and up. And his goal again is what for this book, Manswell?
I want 1 million kids across the U.S. reading that book, so everybody can go share that link and tell their brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, neighbors, everybody. If everybody tells 10 people and they tell 10 people, we'll reach that goal of 1 million kids actually reading because everybody's stuck on video games now. Let's pull them off the video games just for a little bit and get them back into reading. And so it's gonna be a magical ride for them. I promise you that much. The best thing about it is book one is totally on me. I get no residuals from book one. And until I reach my 1 million readers, it's gonna stay free. And I might leave it free after that. But I just want everybody to actually have access to that book. That's the most important thing for me.
All right, so book one is free right now on Kindle. You guys can one-click it on the Amazon side. For those who are not joining us on Amazon, if you're joining us on the other platforms, you can click on the link that'll bring you over to Amazon and get book one completely for free on your device. Also, again, this is safe. He said, for the parents to be okay with their kids for 5th grade and up. So keep that in mind as well. Manswell, another great conversation with you. Really appreciate it. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
All they got to do is reach for me on social media. It's Manswell T. Peterson. They can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of them. I'm there on the same name. If you message me, I'll message you back. Sometimes I do get bogged down, but hey, I'll get to you. I promise that much.
All right, man. Well, always a pleasure talking with you. Looking forward to our next chat together, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, and we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb, saying thank you so much for being with us. We'll talk to you all soon. Take care.